Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Hades 2, and last time we had, well, spoiler alert, what was possibly the throw of the century, as we used, I think, every single Death Defiance, and we had a whole bunch of them because we gained more, on a single boss, and it wasn't even the last boss, it wasn't even the second to last boss, it was Eris. So, you know, I can't exactly say that I'm proud of that performance, but on the other hand, I think we still managed to get some things of value out of that run, and that is one of the things that I always like about Hades 1 and now Hades 2 as well. Even if the run doesn't go so well, there's usually at least some redeeming quality from that. I am admittedly feeling actually quite sick at the moment, so I don't know if I'm in the best case to improve upon our previous run. Hopefully we can, but I guess that's the excuse I'm keeping in my back pocket. So let us see what we can go for this time. We did pick up the experimental hammer, and this really intrigues me, especially because I'm curious how this improves as you rank it up. Do you get multiple random hammer upgrades? Or, no, it's usually that thing that's highlighted in green that changes, right? So it'll just last for longer. So it's not really better, it's just more consistent in that case, I would think. So you're getting an extra hammer upgrade the next time you rank it up, and then another random hammer upgrade once it's fully ranked up. 3 random hammer upgrades. Sure, you can't control which ones you get, but there's a pretty good chance at least one of those is very good. And if you get 2 or even all 3 synergizing, then oh boy. That is incredible. So as for what we have planned this go-round, we probably should head back up to the surface, what with that still being the primary place we're trying to learn more about, fighting Typhon, defeating Typhon. But as for the bonus weapon, it is the blades. I do like them. They are quick. Except, they do leave us a little bit susceptible to taking more damage since they are very close range. For what it's worth, there has been a balance patch since we last played. Mostly, I think, making some of the enemies in that final floor, most notably Typhon, and I think 1 or 2 of the mini-bosses leading up to him, a little bit weaker. Those are the main things, along with a few other tweaks here and there. So, maybe that'll help us out a little bit. But, why don't we stick with... Aspect of Millennium is certainly at least the one that's
not quite
most highly upgraded. So we should probably continue to go this route. That means backstab damage, huge bonus there. And if we charge up our attack, then that basically gives us a guaranteed backstab. So there is some reason to focus on the hexes and magic spending in that case. The other thing I was thinking was that we were using a lot of the gold purse early on, which is certainly nice, because getting 150 extra gold coins means you can basically buy 1 more boon over the course of the run. However, it has, since we've usually taken it on the first floor, led us to take a little more damage than I would usually like to see on that first floor, and I feel like that may have had some ripple effects going down into up into the latter floors. So maybe we go with something a little more defensive on the first floor, like the Silken Sash. I mean, we still have the healing in the first area, which I feel like we've been fine with once we get that. So maybe it's okay if we still stick with this. It's a little greedy. But okay, why don't we go with that? And then honestly, I don't remember to what extent we were messing with our Arcana cards. I'm kind of thinking we're just going to leave them as is and trust that they were not horribly awful last time round. I think we will stick with the cats, even if we did not do terribly well with our last time round. That was one of the reasons why we had so many Death Defiances. Okay, so Cerberus... Oh no, not Cerberus. Scylla is the enemy that we get the bonus resources from with this weapon. So that's a little unfortunate, because we would like to still get some of that stuff. Those are some of the resources that are most valuable to us, and some of the ways in which we are still getting value, even if we don't make it all the way to the end. But, alas. Alas. Ooh. Early Hermes.
Pyre showed up near our mountain causing trouble again, all because of you. They don't know I begged you practically to come up to our rescue over here. Think Heck gave you the order. We're really in it now.
Okay, let's see. Gain dodge chance and move speed that increase the more boons you have, 1% per boon. I mean, long term, that could be incredible. Right now, that would be horrendous. Sprint is 15% faster, gives you a barrier that ignores instances of damage. That's really good. Especially early on, the amount of damage we could save ourselves from getting this early could be very good. I feel like I'm going to take this. This probably has more long-term potential, but I think we're going to take this because one of the things that I remember happened in the run in which we actually successfully defeated Typhon, or not successfully defeated, got to Typhon. I wish we successfully defeated Typhon. Is it seemed like we just did not take any damage at all from a bunch of his attacks. At least when we were in the act of sprinting. And I don't remember if we had this boon or not, but it felt like we did. So that may have just been giving us crazy value that I was really underrating. But if we are to make it all the way to Typhon, then I think the value we would get from that is really hard to turn down. We don't technically need to do the charge attack to get the backstab. We can sneak up behind people. The other thing is, Demeter is really good for defensive purposes.
I'd swear that you were graced by Swift Hermes himself.
That is true.
Except he must be too busy keeping watch over our enemies to be of much benefit to you.
And I do really like, well, I want the freeze. But her base damage bonus is not that great. So what we've loved to do in the past is use either the cast or the special from Demeter for freeze, and then try to get Aphrodite for the attack boon, because that is the highest damage. So I think we go for that, and maybe that could give us reason to take the Aphrodite keepsake on the next floor, depending on if she happens to show up here. We'll likely have a bunch of options here, though. She may be there already. Let's take a peek. She is... okay. And a hammer. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So I'm thinking... Aphrodite, we're looking for the attack boon. Hammer, double Demeter. And then... oh, no Medea this time. We had seen... she had shown up almost every single run, to the point where I was wondering if she was guaranteed. But no, it's Selene instead. But as we were saying, that could be useful. Actually, there are 3 Demeters. Oh my goodness. Okay, there is a mini-boss for Hera. Not sure if that... how worth it that feels. Let's do, I guess do Aphrodite first, then Hammer. I really want the attack boon. If we don't get it, then at least what we're... that was horrible. At least what we're doing here is we're setting Aphrodite precedent. So she will have a good chance of showing up later on in the run. Alright, it was the special job Demeter right now. There we go. Okay, that's what I want. There we go. Okay, just looking for the attack boon here.
So, lumbering old Heracles is storming around down there, massing bodies of the dead in the name of the gods, is he? That one's as moody as a bull, and probably reeks even more. At least we have good help to lean upon.
Okay, we did not get it, but we can re-roll, and I think we probably should. I mean, yeah, that can give us some damage, but... and this actually could become very good as well, but we'd also like to see that be a higher rarity.
Infinite possibility.
Okay. That is the Aphrodite attack. It's only common rarity. If we were getting really greedy, we would say, okay, we'd like to get the Aphrodite boon, or the Aphrodite keepsake on the next floor, and then we can use that to increase the rarity of an Aphrodite boon and use that on the attack. So maybe we take you for now,
Greater strength.
since that already has the rarity we're looking for. I should use that more. Stop dashing around. Gives us a little bit of health, I guess. That is something. But otherwise, I mean, usually you don't get anything crazy from those side rooms, but that probably is not going to be a game changer. Okay,
Now what?
so one thing that I was thinking about a little bit with all of these Demeter boons here is that we had the potential of setting up an early Demeter duo boon along with Aphrodite, but I think at least in Hades 1 that would have required that we had taken the base attack boon from Aphrodite, and we did not choose to do that, so I don't think it's going to be possible. But let's, I think Hammer is probably still next priority here. Excuse me, please let me deal with these enemies one at a time, por favor. I mean, honestly, not necessarily opposed to breaking that down. Okay. Looking for an attack-related boon, I would think. Channel your charge special faster. Specials deal plus 15% damage and hit. Each hit bounces toward up to 2 more foes. Attacks are 35% faster. We're doing that.
Shall we head back, Homer?
Such wondrous spectacle.
Oh. Not sure why that warranted involvement from Homer.
For me.
Okay, now this one, to be fair, also might be completely irrelevant. Hold on, like this, and then just double check here. What do we have? Armor, max health, random Olympian boon. We did take the extra monies from Carolyn's purse. I think we can be a little bit aggressive here. Might even go for both, to be honest with you. I think we probably will.
Should get here soon enough.
That's... At least one of those is basically precisely the thing that we can benefit from being able to afford with that keepsake. Okay, so now I think we go crazy on Demeter. We have 4 left. 4 rooms left. 3 Demeter rooms. And then I'm thinking it's probably going to be Selene, although we did just prime... How much? Not a crazy amount of our magic, but certainly some. So, I want to be mindful of that. I don't think you guys have that much range. I forgot how much faster we are now with the very early Hermes boon as well. Try not to set them on fire, preferably. Please don't do that. Thank you. Alright.
Onward.
That was the Hermes. Well, okay. I thought this was the one that appeared. I was like, wow, right on top of us, and it was Demeter. And that's what we were expecting all along. Let's do this Demeter first, I think.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. Casts also freeze. Usually that, I think, is more so than the special, the thing that we've leaned on using to get freeze. Remaining inactive, rapidly restore magic. Whenever you gather resources from a location, restore some life, gain some mystery seeds. I mean, the earlier you get this, the better it would be. I still feel like this is probably better.
At last.
Ares. Okay.
It seems this message was successfully delivered in utter secrecy. We ought to take more such precautions, although perhaps it would hinder your ability to plan.
Let's see. We get the dash, creates falling blades. Whenever we run out of magic prime life into the next location. I'd rather not go to that extent. we do have one more reroll for what it's worth. I mean, I'd kind of like to save that for Aphrodite if we're really trying to go in on her attack, but let's see. Well, you have less than 40 health. Your attack and special restores a little bit of health. Tiny bit, but you know what? We do have a very fast attack. I'm kind of tempted to go this route, in part because I don't love the other options. I mean, the dash, there's nothing wrong with it. Those are all blocked off.
You shades are getting out of there.
I don't remember if that technically is the threshold for having the doors unlocked. Okay, so I hear something. Is that just the music? Oh, it sounded like there was some enemy that was tapping on something. I was like, huh? Where are they? What are they doing? Lots of explosive stuff here. Right next to all their spawns. Ooh.
Hear me, on my authority.
Okay, let's see. Trying to save the attack slots. Don't want to use that. After remaining inactive, magic restoration. Freeze effects last longer. Absolutely. We've taken this before, and we've gotten to the point where we had some absolutely absurd amount of freeze duration. I doubt we're going to scale up to like the 8 or 10 seconds even that we got on one of those previous runs, but just getting a little more base freeze chance I think can still go a very long way. Okay, now it would have helped if I had actually looked at this.
Show me the surroundings.
Okay. Top. Ooh, come on. Okay. Blow that up on you as long as you stand there. Thank you. Appreciate that. Nope. Stop that. Please get frozen. Might be the first time I've ever seen the spawn-in animation for those guys. Also, just casually freeze you as we blow that up on you, except I forgot that it also creates fire. Whoops. Blow that up on you. Already blew up the one that would have taken you out. Excuse me, sir. Please do not do that. We have definitely taken some damage, a little bit of silly damage every now and again, but that's kind of what I was referring to before when I said, you know, maybe there's something to be said for taking a defensive keepsake here, but we still have the healing pool before we go into the boss fight. The game is really trying to tempt us with taking that, but sprint forms gusts, deal some damage, casts, also create a gust at the binding circle. This is the base dash boon for her, right? We might go with this. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for on the dash, to be honest with you, but kind of, I guess I'm reserving that for something. Okay, so now we've one more spot left, and this is the one where I'm not entirely sure what we want to go for. One would think Selene, if we had not primed. I mean, we haven't primed that much magic, so I think we can still go this route. Usually, if you are going big on the hexes in a given run, then you'd like to take the Selene keepsake at some point in time, but if we're taking the Aphrodite keepsake and the Selene keepsake, then suddenly we're starting to run out of time for some keepsakes. That is possible to do those.
I have returned.
But gets a little tricky, especially if we do think that we need a defensive keepsake at some points a little bit earlier on.
This night, O moon.
I saw that you encountered Heracles. Beware that man. It was made many enemies in service to the gods. He even wronged me once, and still walks brazenly as ever in my light.
Lots of talk about Heracles this time round, which obviously we've seen Heracles for a while now. So it feels like the more pressing things, apparently, we've talked about all that stuff. Typhon, Ares making his appearance, Heracles, okay, you know, he's lower down on the checklist. So now multiple people talking about him.
Choice.
And I am not familiar with how Heracles upset Selene. I'd be curious what the deal is there. Okay. I think let's see. I don't like this one because it doesn't really work against bosses. At least not easily. I guess if you wait for the ads phase, it kind of could. Let's see. Hex launches seeking projectile that inflicts morph. Oh. Wait, I don't remember this one. Or is this also one that we have oftentimes ignored because it also doesn't really work very well against bosses? Lunar Ray we have taken. Okay, I guess we'll go Lunar Ray.
And then wield my light with grace.
Okay. This is one of the ones that I think, right, we've taken this many times before. It's the Kamehameha. Yeah. Since it does require that you stand still as you do it, and the longer you do it, the more damage you deal, Oh, hello. It does rely pretty heavily, I think, on getting highly upgraded, because eventually you can get it to the point where you are no longer required to stand still and actively channel it. And then you can eventually have it branch off into multiple different projectiles or beams, make it even stronger still. So I don't know if we're going to get that far. Again, depends on if we do end up taking the Selene keepsake in all likelihood. That would be the main driving factor.
Something nearby.
Oh. Okay. Have that. We don't need the healing, so again, you know, maybe we don't really need the defensive keepsakes for the first floor. I mean, I think one of the reasons why we've sometimes gotten in trouble coming out of the first floor, specifically this fight against Polyphemus. I remember last time we did not do very well. We almost used the Death Defiance. So I think that's more so the question, and that's always going to be after the healing from the well. So it's just execution on this fight. Okay. Ooh. We have 4 of the water ones. All you have at least 6. You cannot take more than 20 damage per hit against the big bosses like Typhon. I think that could be huge. Because he had some hits that I'm pretty sure were dealing more than 50 damage, or at least around that much. So, cutting his damage in half, if not even more, or even less than half. I mean, we're not quite there yet. It does still require that we get a couple more of the water boons, but with pretty much the entire run still to go, that does seem possible as long as we still remember to do that. Okay, then this is how we got ridiculous freeze duration. Was I think we probably had a higher base rarity on this boon, and then we upgraded it a bazillion times until I'm pretty sure it was over 8-second freeze duration. What is the base freeze duration? 2 seconds. So this would make it 5, or it already is 5 with cold storage. This upgrade would get it up to 6. Okay, let's do this, because it does affect both these functionally. And we don't need the healing, so I think we're good.
Farewell,
Okay.
Lord Charon.
Farewell, Charon.
I see you.
Do you now?
Hey, what's your beef with Kronos anyways? He wants to change stuff up a bit, so what? Life's hard up here. It could be easier.
It won't be. That town back there, as you call it, would have been bustling with mortals. Now it's a festering necropolis. All thanks to the Titan.
Indeed. I mean, I'm not really sure we know precisely how/why that is the case, but yeah, we'll blame Kronos for it. Pretty safe bet.
They're glad to be alive. No complaints.
Oh, okay.
Individuals like you got too many ideals. Best I eat you and be done.
I mean, he does. I did not think of that perspective. He has sheep. And he doesn't like the humans, because the humans attack his sheep. What? Excuse me? Yeah, sure, I escaped. I was also halfway across the map. It's a little confusing. Ooh, that's not it. Please get frozen again. Thank you. No? Oh. Okay, well, we did resist that. That's a grab. Or at least it was going to be a grab. Excuse me. Please stop that. Wait, what is that? Why is there a sheep with a target around it? How? That? I do not remember. I don't know if I want to hit that sheep, or it is certainly distracting me, I can tell you that much. It moves when I hit, well, yeah, it does seem to move when I hit it. I'm not really sure what the significance of that is. But does he continuously spawn more of these? I mean, I've been focusing a lot on just, yep. See you trying to do that. I've been focusing a lot on just getting rid of all the ads, which probably is not necessary to do to the extent that I've been doing it. The other thing is that there is a cooldown in terms of how often you can make the enemies get frozen. So even if we're very much going in that direction with our build, we can't get, we can't perma-freeze, tempting though that may be. It's not the attack that I thought it was. Don't do that. Whoa! I do not ever remember having seen that attack, to be honest with you. Oops. Yeah, I walked straight into that one. There we go. Okay. Took a tiny bit of damage, but we can heal all of that off, I think, so no issues there. Nab that.
Filthy here as ever.
No issues on the damage side of things. So now the question becomes, do we take you to get Selene or more Selene / Hex support? No, I think Aphrodite is probably a little more urgent since we're deliberately holding back on an attack boon for her. Her keepsake is not fully upgraded. I did not remember that. Oh wow. We can just barely afford this. I mean, it's probably worth getting it.
Across a foul-smelling hovel, crudely furnished with assorted fixtures of exaggerated proportion, and strewn with remains both fresh and long decayed, comes a waft of seaborne air.
I smell mostly the decay.
A bit of a hint, though, as to what the next floor is going to entail. Of course, we've seen it many times, so no surprises for us.
Done.
Okay, but this is technically where we failed last time, was the end of this floor. So, I don't even remember what our build was like last time round, other than just that we gained a bunch of additional Death Defiances. Offensively, though, I don't even remember what weapon we were using. Hello there. Hey, so you guys love to snipe in the entire length of the map. appreciate if you didn't do that. Yoink. I haven't really been using the charged attack to get backstabbed, so we certainly could get more damage by doing that.
Out of my way.
And I guess I don't really need to wait for the Hex support to make that happen, but it would be nice. With the freeze, you can kind of just freeze them and go, okay, don't mind me. Just casually waltz on behind you. Okay. Yes, I did see you. You have ridiculous range. Oh, I wasn't even referring to you. I was referring to that guy. Wow. Okay, so that. Oh my god. Okay. Well, any success we had defensively on the first floor, we have now completely negated by completely botching. Oh my goodness. Completely botching this floor. Very early stages. It's just that I fixated on one type of enemy and then got sidetracked with that while the other one snuck up and hit me, and really they all have good range in what is a very small area here. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. I'd love to, you know, not have to use a Death Defiance. And see what happens. Also trying not to get hit by ranged attacks there. This one. Trying to play this very cautiously now. Oh, that doesn't help though. That really doesn't help though. No. Hey. Hey, buddy.
Incoming.
Oh. Okay, well that does mean there's more enemies. That was not the last part of the encounter, unfortunately. It does mean that there's more to be gained out of this. That's good.
How goes it?
Okay, let's nab Aphrodite. Love the fire on the ground would go away now. We did not get what we were looking for. Okay, we have one reroll. Here it is. Okay, we got it. We can rarify, and we definitely will.
Certainly.
Okay, so now epic rarity Aphrodite attack. Basically, exactly what we were looking for. Because 120% damage, especially if you combine that with the plus 80% on the backstab, and then it starts to become very significant. Okay, we have gifted to you, so I'm not going to do that now.
There's some catastrophic storm brewing at the top of Olympus. Can't get anywhere near it. What's happening up there?
Yeah, it's not good. And I am kind of surprised you don't know more about it. I mean, obviously you're not a god, so I guess from that standpoint, it's not like you're regularly visiting Olympus, but still seems like word would travel at this point.
That storm conceals the real threat. Kronos awakened the father of all monsters and set him loose. These forces we're fighting, they're just a stalling tactic and a feint.
You're saying that's bloody Typhon? Oh, God. Since I was young, I prayed to all of you for safety and good fortune from my tower. Now it's you yourselves who better pray.
Yeah.
No, we're going to destroy that thing. I don't yet know all that requires, though prayer most likely won't be necessary.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Oh, then I'll pray just in case. Figure it couldn't hurt. Just please be careful, Melly. And before you go, take one of these.
Let's see. Each time you clear 7 encounters, deliver 10 healing and 2 palm slices. Okay. It's early still on this floor, so there's plenty of time for that to gain value, and we've taken a lot of damage. So, you know, a little bit of healing wouldn't be bad right now either. Gain 40 armor next time you lose all of your armor deal. Oh, I remember getting this before, and we were trying to see if we could time this so that it went off against a boss. And I don't think the timing ever really worked that way, or it hit them in such a way that it just almost immediately they hit an HP threshold, so they phased into their next round, and it didn't really give us the value we were looking for. Casts also blast the area after 4 seconds. No, we like our casts the way they are right now, so I think we're going supply chain. Would love if that activated right now. This activates right now, the one that we purchased at the very beginning of the floor. It's Poseidon. We do not yet have anything from him.
Once stood a massive army headed for our mountain niece, so I just split the earth right under them. So now we have a massive navy to contend with, and contend we shall.
Wait, what? Harry spot once stood a massive army headed up for a mountain. Oh, I thought he... Okay. I thought that he was referring to, like, he just did this. So he just split the earth right under them. I was like, whoa, that's a pretty dramatic move. No, okay, this was in the past. Okay, I see. No, we do not want to get rid of our cast. Our cast is very good. Minor fines are worth more, and we receive healing right now. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, that might be necessary. Charge cast, gains power, knocks foes away. I mean, in an ideal world, that might be what we take, but I think we kind of need to do this. Just play it a little bit safe right now. And it does have some long-term potential. Actually, I don't know if that counts as something that will get boost, or will that boost the effects of supply chain? That 10 healing. Does that become 17/18 healing? I'm not sure. Oh, we can't access that yet. I was gonna... Oh, I thought we weren't gonna have enough health for it to be meaningful. Or rather, enough coins for that to be meaningful, though we actually have gotten a reasonable amount. Okay, let's do the... the health here, because Poseidon was not really part of the plan, to be honest with you. Trying to get rid of you, quickly. You have Humongous AoE, the other guy, who is currently burning and frozen. Oh, okay, that's actually extremely convenient. And I'm surprised that countered as backstab, but we will take it. Okay, please get frozen. Thank you. Just want to get rid of one of you. And it becomes easier to deal with the lot of you. Okay, a little bit of extra health to work with. Now we can afford some of this stuff, so we could do more healing. We're not quite as desperate as we were a few minutes ago, but it's not great. Ooh. Really like this. Really like this. Okay, we actually have a decent bit of money to work with here, so you know what? How much do we want to rely on the supply chain to provide the healing we need? We're definitely getting this. Might play it safe and go with that. That's 5 encounters. Okay, the timing is a little awkward there, but I think we'll take it. It's going to be right around the boss fight. And even this isn't the worst thing either, to be honest, because if we're going to start using a lot more of our charged attacks and setting up the hex, then we're going to have to use more magic. At that point, as long as the next room isn't a shop, I think we're okay. Wait, what is the next room? Well, it has enemies, which means we can get more monies. More monies before... Oh. Before we next have to spend anything. But here is the very quick delivery for more of these things. Okay, so after Hex, deal 5% more damage in the encounter. If we can spam a whole bunch of the hexes in an encounter, then that can start to scale pretty significantly, but we're probably a ways away from that. The things we really want are this, right? Continually aims and fires on its own from wherever you use it. Then there's the fan pattern. Yeah, this is top priority, because it just makes it so much safer to use. And then if we can get some of the other power boosting ones after the fact, then... Wait, your Hex? Gains the bonuses of your attack boon? Our attack boon is amazing. Oh, okay. That could be really good too. Fortunately, we're about to go this way, so it doesn't require that much of a detour to get there. Oh, I didn't even see what the smaller mini nodes were leading up to it though, because I was so focused on the other stuff. Okay, well, we are still hoping to have the opportunity to use the Selene keepsake for the next floor. That's gonna blow up on you. Ooh, a whole bunch of these little guys. Cast is very useful for dealing with you. There we go. Okay. Got a little bit of max health. I don't remember if there's any passive bonus from the nectar. Also, I think we have at least one nectar right now. I think we do go for this. It's not a dramatic max health upgrade, but it is something. Oh, do we? Okay, we must have on one of those little hex upgrades gotten something that charges it up automatically, because I have not spent any magic, and yet our hex is ready. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that was close. That did me.
Ash for my arcana.
Little bit of extra max health. Oh. Okay. Mini boss. Mini boss. We're doing better from a health standpoint, so that is good. We are just check on these guys. We're gonna get Soul Tonic. Okay, that's immediately after this encounter. That's not gonna change much. Then the healing. One more room after this, along with the supply chain. Oh, that's gonna be at exactly the same time. Yeah, there's a chance that might turn into overhealing that we don't actually need, but alright. So Charybdis? Or I forget. There's one other mini boss that we've seen on this floor, but I don't remember who it is. Oh! I have never seen this.
Now there's a seasoned singer.
Whoa! I would like for you to get frozen, please. Oh, let's try to backstab the main guy. I also have no idea if he respawns his friends. Okay, so he has some kind of ranged attack there. Some kind of AoE attack there. He's frozen. Backstab him. Could potentially have gone with X there. It bounces off walls? Just want to get rid of his armor. There we go. Now this should be much more straightforward. Okay, he was basically all armor. We did take a fair bit of damage there, which is unfortunate. We have a lot of healing coming after the next encounter, though. Might be in duo boon territory at this point. Okay, remember also we really want to see water. Oh, we're at 6. Right, we did get the Poseidon stuff. Okay, so honestly, that's one of the main benefits from the Poseidon boons that we picked up is now we have 6 water boons, so this is active. We are taking at most 20 damage per hit. That is nice. Okay, because I saw the water icon here and I thought, you know what, maybe that's significant for that reason. But otherwise... Oh... Steady growth, which is the reworked rare crop. It no longer reset. I don't think it resets a boon down to 0 rarity, or down to base rarity. And okay, I mean it's still early enough that this could work. Okay. I think we give it a shot. Otherwise, I mean, now that we're starting to work a little bit more with the hex stuff, this tranquil gain is becoming a little more relevant.
Desolation.
Does it tell us which one that's going to affect? Not sure that it does. Also...
An unseen sigil over there.
One of the sleeker, broader, ghostly ships in the armada of the Titan Lord is now bereft of all the plunderers that were its crew. But in their restlessness, they may yet rise again.
Did that enemy have a name? I mean, it didn't have a life bar
Then I'll sink
up at the
them
top
again.
with a name, I don't think. But, oh. Huh? Oh, this is a new thing that we only very recently got. Okay. Yeah, it was basically just a super armored version of I guess, well, it wasn't even just a super armored version of the base enemies we've encountered. It was totally different. Okay, so what is the deal here? I don't know. Slay without a scratch, you say?
You'll soon sail back to hell.
Ooh, okay. It's easier said than done when everyone has ranged abilities. Everyone has ranged abilities! No! No! I remember that we had the dash that made us not take damage, and I thought I timed that so that at worst we would at least avoid damage due to that. But now we might just get absolutely nothing out of this? I don't know. This is our first time doing this. Are we getting gold from these guys? We're on 228. Hold on. 228 still.
At least I saw it through.
We got 10 gold. Or at least I saw it go up by 10. Not sure if we got any more than that. We also took a little bit of damage, of course. Oh! You are tiny! Oh, and I forgot I need to actually do this now. What?
Assisted me.
Nothing showed up! At least I didn't see it. Oh, also that's not what I wanted to do.
Be not afraid.
Oh, okay, no, that's the icon for use both of them. Okay, understood. There we go. Okay, it's still quite out of practice on that since we were relying on Freenos to automatically do that on so many occasions. Okay, so we are kind of hurt going into this encounter here. Need to be a little bit careful. However, we do get a whole bunch of health back once this encounter is through. So we can play it safe. Ooh, and like not walk into that, for example. That would go a long way. Stay away. You. This. Sort of. There we go. Okay, so ridiculous healing. And then, okay, that's good. We're doing much better from a health standpoint now. And then we get the palm slices. We're probably looking for the base attack boon. And there we go. That is the base attack boon. That was, what, 25% additional damage there? Hold storage. Oh, the freeze duration. Okay, sure. I mean, we're gonna start getting some pretty significant diminishing returns there. We will get more of this stuff coming from more of the palm slices coming from supply chain. Also, this X is still charging up even now. We've definitely experimented with this before and seen that there are some times where in this downtime in between enemies it actually does still charge up your hex, which is great, and other times where that did not seem to be the case. So I'm a little surprised that it worked there, but we'll take it. Again, we're going to see some diminishing returns, especially once you do factor in the extra stuff from supply chain, but given how, at least in this case, we get to choose which boon gets affected, to say it's still hopefully worth it. More. Oh, I did not see. But yes, more. Oh, hold on. Please let me attack this enemy first. Not so fast, buddy. Oh. Not so fast. Okay. So now, I mean, honestly, the Flutter Strike, our attack boon, may still be our preferred target, even if we're going to get some diminishing returns, but no, let's see. Diminishing returns here as well. Pretty serious diminishing returns. But, I mean, we're just not using these for direct damage. At least, that's not the primary reason for using them. But, I mean, okay, I guess. Let's do this. I like the freeze, what can I say? Guilty as charged. Okay, I will admit, I saw all the enemies next to the explosive containers, and that was my primary focus there. Perhaps it backfired. But, oh, and that's bad. Did I just get hit by a frozen enemy? I might have. Okay. Oh, that camera angle was weird there. Might still go for this, to be honest with you. Where are you? Okay. Woo! Okay, that was close. That one was not part of the plan. All the explosive stuff there. That was a crazy range. Who's that? A whole bunch of people, actually. Glad you asked. Oh, that was bad. Should not have gotten hit by that. Yeah. The bad damage is starting to add up. Okay, and again, I mean, it's still 15% increased damage, which I think is pretty good. And again, that's the thing we're using for our damage more so than these guys, so
I accept this gift.
I think we take it. And then if you factor in that we have, where was it? The 9 flat damage, I think that gets factored in. So those actually synergize really well with each other, I think. Okay, so this might be the penultimate room at this point. We have been on this floor for a little while. We have a decent bit of gold, not a crazy amount, but we should be able to purchase almost everything here, if not everything. Okay, and I was gonna say, yeah, so it is the boss fight. Might not be the worst thing if we got some healing from the shop, and we do get some here. So we can afford everything if we want. We'll definitely take this.
Hear me on my authority.
Heron card as well. Oh, okay, a couple of very interesting options here. I was talking earlier about how we were kind of working our way toward the duo boon between Aphrodite and Demeter. Here it is. Deal more damage the more max life we have. We are... is it only at 100 life thresholds? It's like, are we only at 10% bonus life at the moment? Or are we at 18% bonus life? Or rather, bonus damage. I think it's only 10 at the moment. It's a little unfortunate. What is this one? Freeze afflicted foes shatter at 10% health, dealing damage in an area. I mean, I like both of those. Can I have both of them, please? I mean, we might see the other one later on. In terms of... I do remember getting this before, and I remember having the question of when enemies quote-unquote shatter at 10% health, does that mean they just straight out die whenever we get to them down to 10% health? Which, you know, okay, maybe that's not a huge deal for basic enemies, because if they were that low, we were probably going to kill them in one hit anyway. But if a boss is down to 10% health, and we have this Winter Harvest, does that automatically kill them? Because if so, then that actually is kind of significant, especially against a boss like Eris, for example, who gets a lot stronger the lower health she gets. So this is more area of effect, and this is, I mean, damage across the board, yes. 10% damage is just hard to get excited about. 20% once we get a little more health. And okay, you have my attention a little bit more, but we're not quite there yet. I guess we'll take long term. It probably still has more potential. Definitely want to take the healing, because we're gonna be almost full by the time we walk into the next room. And you know what? I think I'm gonna take this too.
Steady now.
I'm gonna be aggressive. Okay, so we know what happened last time. She's probably gonna trash talk us about that as well.
You got so close to beating me last time.
Oh no.
I could feel my wings growing heavy, like the underworld was calling me home. But I'm totally fine now.
For the moment, you'll soon feel the underworld calling you home once more.
I hope so.
And you'll go, whether you like it or not.
I hope so.
Ooh, I love a good threat. Well then, let's see who's going home first, huh? Maybe it'll be just like before.
Alright. I admittedly did just use basically all of our resistances because I wanted to use all the backstab stuff on her. It is hard to aim at. Oop. Okay, now she's gonna run away. Oh, sort of. And now this is her first phase. Okay. Run away real quick. It's kind of easy to backstab. Oh, I see that. I'm so bad at dodging this move, though. It's kind of easy to backstab her, even when we're not charging it up, just with our freeze. Okay, she's phased again. She gets stronger, of course. Please don't do that. And this is also where the freeze duration is just really helpful. Okay, I see that. Oh, okay. Nope, don't do that. Oh, right, and she's also limited to 20 damage per hit, which is actually huge.
How could you do this to me?
Haha! Okay, so much better that time.
She started it. Always use more.
Okay, and we did just get... This one got rarefied. Oh! So it was plus 9 damage, now it's plus 11. That's, again, that's surprisingly, I think, the math there is actually works a lot more in our favor than you might expect. Because we're at least doubling that damage with all of our other boosts. Okay.
Growing
Then
colder.
doing pretty well on this front. Okay, we don't have much in the way of money now, so this is probably going to be a whole lot of nothing. Centaur Heart would have been nice, because it would work well with our, was it the duo that we ended up going with? The one that gets more powerful based on how much health we have. We no longer need you. I think we probably do go with the Moonbeam. And then we save the usual, the Luckier Tooth for the final floor. I mean, what would be our alternatives? I mean, this is what we really want to see. Unless you want to mix it up with something like the Experimental Hammer, but I don't think this is the time to experiment with the Experimental Hammer. So, hold on. What do you do again? Oh, right, bonus damage, but it gets weaker over time, so you do want to use it late. You could make the case for using it here, but I think the answer is still very much this.
All right.
Then, yeah, so it's just armor, so pass on that, unless there happens to be extra gold lying around here somewhere. Not seeing it. Okay. And we are going to occasionally get extra max health just from going into additional rooms, and we got a little bit there, not quite enough to hit that 200 life threshold, which is important. It's a little weird that there's precisely one enemy there. Oh. Okay. I think we want to go this route. I mean, we could further upgrade the Flutter Strike. At this point, what, did we see plus 15% damage last time round? There is I think a point where the diminishing returns just stop diminishing. It's like, okay, at this point, have you learned your lesson? And it might just be plus 15% with each subsequent level, or might be down to lower than that. I don't recall. So, not sure. I think we go with this. Not sure it makes that much sense to target the... okay, that actually a little bit hard done by how that did immediately deal damage to us. Man, what is our... I don't remember what Poseidon is, but we do have Poseidon. We have at least a couple of Poseidon, actually. The one that makes small bonuses better. I think there's a chance these guys have been weakened. Which, honestly, I hope is the case, because they were so strong. I mean, yes, having their damage max out at 20 certainly helps. Because that probably would have hit us for a lot more than that. It's a little more gold. There you are. Blending right in. Wow. Okay, so we've 8 to work with between this and the keepsake. That makes a really big difference. Let's just double check. Get more damage after using it. And, you know, to be fair, that is potentially reason to just quickly drop it, even if we don't get a ton of hits from the damage directly from it. This is the automatic charge up that we saw. Gains power over time the longer we use it for. During the hex, we take less damage. I mean, that's useful once we get there, and we should be able to get there, because we can be running around doing other things with a small defensive boost, a bigger defensive boost. Hex charges up a little bit more quickly automatically. This is the big one we're looking for, although it does increase the amount of magic it takes to activate, which I did not realize for a while. Okay. Oh, this doesn't, though. It's only the purple ones that do that? You see the magic recharge cost plus 60. This one's plus 90 to do it in the fan pattern. Okay, I feel like the fan is not critically important. I feel like we really wanted to be able to just drop it and go using prominence. And then giving it the ridiculous attack boon damage that we have right now, I think is certainly valuable. And then we could still get up here. What does this one do? Plus 100 power when it is first used in each encounter. Okay. Not that thrilled about that one, to be honest. Wait, that was a flat plus 100? Well, if you factor in that is 100 damage that is now getting multiplied by whatever the number is on our Aphrodite attack boon. Okay, that actually, the math does very much start to add up there. So, that is a little tempting. What are the other passive bonuses? More defensive stuff. More damage after each hex. Just see what these ones are. Faster charge up. The charge up might be a little tricky at this point, since it is now more expensive. But that should make for a very powerful hex. Oh, and we can now interact with these statues. We can invoke them to help us, which I'm pretty sure we upgraded before the previous run, but we didn't make it to Olympus because we died to to the previous boss. So, okay, you know, we can now actually see what that's all about. And hammer upgrade. All for that. Okay. Freeze. Let's take you out. I mean, I like all the defensive layers that we have. Between the freeze and the reduced, or the max damage that enemies have, capped at 20, and now potentially the hex also reducing the amount of damage we take, at least while it's active. And oh, we also have while we are dashing, we are immune to 2 hits or something like that. from very early Hermes boom. So that stuff,
Weak.
it's easy to take that stuff for granted, but it really adds up when you have especially that much of it. Okay, now here's the supply chain. A little bit of healing, and now Ice Flourish is the special. Okay. Arctic Ring, I think, is the cast. Yep. Again, not really our primary sources of damage, but not bad. Now, this could be big, though. Let's see. Looking for something that is attack-oriented. Last strike in your attack sequence deals plus 300% damage in a larger area. I like that. You channel your charge special faster. Now, I know we haven't taken these yet, but that is because the attack is really good on this weapon, and that is what we are building around right now. And we would like to keep it that way. Okay. We are not yet at 200 health, so we are not getting quite as much out of this as we might like to see, so I think we go this route. We have gotten a fair bit of max magic now, and we have the automatic charging to a certain extent on our hex as well, so we're a little less reliant on getting a bunch of the magic. Those guys were attacking each other to the point where I was a little bit tempted to just let them do their thing for a little bit. Having the ranged trees is very helpful against these guys. Ooh, okay, except that is insane. That is unbelievable. The fact that we are that far away, it can lock onto us even as we're moving and deal that much damage. I mean, wasn't, I guess, that high damage per hit, but that's insane. There's no world in which that is an appropriate way for that skill to work. Oh, we'll take this though. I mean, that's just like almost completely unavoidable damage, which just feels really stupid from a design. It's like, what am I supposed to do? I ran to the other side of the room. I was moving. I kind of hid behind this for a little bit. But it had basically went the entire length of the arena. It shot a whole bunch for a very long time. That just feels like... I get that this is not even the last floor, it's the second to last floor. It's supposed to be more difficult, but that's way too punishing because there's so little you can do to avoid it.
You've seen what plagues us at the summit, haven't you? The source of all the tremors. Almost as though the mountain itself quakes with fear. We need a plan.
It's been a while since we last saw Athena as well.
The gods have stood against Typhon before. Wasn't it a well-placed thunderbolt from Zeus that did him in?
And we did see a well-placed thunderbolt in our previous Typhon encounter, to the point where I wasn't sure if that was a scripted, okay, now the encounter's over, you win, congratulations, or if that was just a, well, this is gonna help, but it's not necessarily going to finish the job for you, and it did not. So we'll see. Hopefully, if we do make it up to Typhon, of course, we'll get some more assistance from Zeus.
Tales of valor and deeds of valor are not always one and the same. Then let us lure this Typhon toward the summit, where our strength combined with yours is the best opportunity we have. And please take care, cousin.
Okay, let's see.
My power.
So, whenever you use 90 magic, up to 3 foes are struck by spears from the heavens that deal 200 damage. That's a sizable amount of damage. Specials also launch a projectile ahead that can deflect, rearming after 2 seconds. So deflect is very useful defensively. Dash deals damage to foes in your path and can momentarily deflect. In Hades 1, this dash from Athena is arguably the best boon in the game. It is like borderline, if not outright, game-breakingly powerful. So the fact that they say momentarily deflect makes me wonder if they deliberately made it a little less powerful in Hades 2. It's a much more difficult boon to come by in Hades 2 because Athena doesn't show up very often. But I feel like we have to take this.
A safe choice.
It is a safe choice indeed.
Now I must go.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize we were still conversing there. Sorry, I just walked away from you. So that's a mini boss for Poseidon. we have now done one mini-boss on Olympus, probably on the run up to Typhon, and it wasn't actually that bad. It was like a super armored dragon, and kind of similar to what we saw in the, the Rift of Thessaly, where it was just very tanky, little more mechanically complex, but if we can consistently freeze that enemy, then okay, maybe that's not so bad. But we have a little bit low health, and we're a little bit low on gold, so I feel like it's not really worth that risk, and we don't really care that much about Poseidon. Oh, okay, that was annoying. He ran away from me. I couldn't hit him. Remember, the last hit in our combo also deals absolutely ridiculous damage now. I mean, ridiculous. 600 damage. And is that with the backstab? Or without the backstab? Because if that's without the backstab, then that is absolutely insane how high we get with it. We might have deflected. Arctic Ring just got rarefied. That is that the cast? Yes. Might have gotten one of the cast adjacent boons upgraded previously. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. We now have, this is almost certainly not the penultimate room. So that means we will still have one more shop before Prometheus, at least. So we have 440-ish gold. That is sort of still enough for 2 shops. But Demeter, what are we looking for from... Well, the legendary boon from Demeter is what we'd be looking for, to tell you the truth. Okay, you know what? We saw it before. We opted for the duo instead. If we can get the legendary, which is by no means guaranteed, but if we can get it, that would be incredible. Ooh, I don't like you. At all. Don't like your friend either. Oh, see, there's the deflecting. There are skills back at them. Ow. Okay, I didn't deflect that one, or at least not entirely. You stop that. Okay. So.
In the name of Hades.
Love to see the... Okay. Maybe it was wishful thinking. We did not get the legendary. We do not yet have a sprint. We gather resources from location, restore some life. I mean... Oh, I'm realizing now, this used to be specifically whenever you get seeds. But now it's any resource, so it procs a little more often. Well, I mean, kinda, sorta. They just reworked the way that the resources are distributed, so it might be similar across all resources relative. The amount of time that you get any resource might be similar to how you got just seeds before, given the rebalancing. I mean, not loving this anymore, because we have ways to charge up the hex without it, and we already have a lot of magic to begin with. Against a long encounter, like, okay, maybe, but I don't exactly think we're going to be standing still against Typhon all that often. And it's inactive, not just standing still, so like if you're standing still attacking, I think that still does not proc. Guess we're taking this, because we've taken a little bit of damage. So it gives us a tiny bit of healing now, and potentially some going forward. Okay, so is this mini-boss with the potential for a maybe legendary Demeter boon worth it? Or do you go for the gold, in which case we're going to have a whole lot, way more than we realistically would need, at least for the upcoming shop, although... Can you get shops at the summit? I honestly don't remember if we saw them or not. Were there any? Because it was a strange floor. we might be at the point where extra gold does not do us much good. However, after having taken some damage, a little reluctant now to go this. You know what? We'll do it. We'll try it. What is it? This is the same one we had before.
You Drakens ought to choose wiser alliances.
Oh, okay, don't do that. Did not remember that he specifically attacked behind it. Oh, that was bad too. Okay. Benefiting from the max 20 damage that does heat seek. Oh, I thought it was frozen. Whoa! That still hit us? Want to get the combo in. Full combo. Do this. Now we're taking less damage. We're dealing more damage. Now you're not armored anymore. So now this is much more strict. The key thing was just get rid of the armor. We did take some damage, but actually not as much as I might have expected us to have taken.
A lofty mountain is not easily besieged, so the crafty Titan of Time sought winged beasts susceptible to his persuasions and capable of wreaking havoc from the skies.
And again, we have so many defensive layers. That absolutely helps a lot.
Looks like they've made themselves at home.
Okay, but was this worthwhile? Let's see.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Can we get something good here? Not the main thing we were looking for. Sprint. This again. What's this one? Gain a barrier that stops 1 instance of damage in each location. Primes 10 magic. So it is another defensive layer. Earlier you get this, the better, because the more time this has to pay off. Against, in long encounters like boss fights, that's saving us probably 20 health. But, yeah, okay.
Right.
Priming 10 magic is actually not that much priming, to be honest. Would have expected it to have been more. Hate the burning passion. Hate your friend with a burning passion as well, because it's gonna do this, and there's nothing we can do to avoid it, as we've previously established. Fortunately, so much defense.
A small discovery.
In you go.
And that counts as something that gives us a little bit of healing. Okay. Okay. Even the healing stuff is adding up. Alright, so now... now, with 600 gold already... I mean, we could get the Hermes mini shops, I guess. Might be the one case in which extra money would still be useful. Otherwise, you do this, you can get a little more magic, because we have now primed a little more. It still feels like that's probably overkill. We don't have any magic restoration at all, do we? I know we passed up on the magic restoration when you're standing still a bunch of times, but... I mean, I mostly just haven't been using the charged attack much at all, because you can just freeze and then walk behind the enemies. I guess we still take this, in case we get the mini shops. Oh, okay, we did not. Teleporting here. So we actually do have to fight them from the onset.
Ensnared.
You need to be ensnared as well. You deserve to be ensnared. How long is this room? What? This room is a nightmare. This is actually insane. I mean, we dealt with some of those guys very handily with the help of all of our freeze stuff, but don't let that take away from how We already fought multiple waves of all those guys. I was gonna say, if that was not the final wave, that would have been insane. Oh, we do also get more gold every time we do a gold encounter. I forgot about that. Okay, so this might be the penultimate room at this point. And if so, then that would mean this is a free Hermes boon, won't cost us any gold. However, even if we do have to pay for a boon, the fact that we can get a boon plus something, at least one other thing, with all of our money, makes the shop still worthwhile. The one potential reason to go this route is Hermes is very good, and might be better than whatever god or goddess we see here. And yes, this does look like the penultimate room. Ooh, except look at this.
Into the purse.
Get some healing from this. And okay, it's Demeter. Eventually, there are going to be... We've taken so many of her boons, she's going to be forced to give us the legendary boon, because it's going to be the only one left. Okay, there is this as well, which I have also not done much of, so I need to be on my A game here.
Fish.
Oh no, you automatically do it. Never mind.
No escape.
This is fine. There's no escape. Okay, and that basically gets us to full health, at least once we walk into the next room, it likely will. Okay, so this is what we really want to see something good from. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Okay. Oh, we saw this recently, in fact. Location rewards no longer include max life, max magic, or coins. Boons are more likely to be at least rare. Improves the rarity chance. This... Was this what we got on the run that got us to Typhon previously? I think it might have been, and we got it earlier than this, I think. So it helped us get... I think we got multiple legendary / duo boons. The thing is, it's pretty late now, so it doesn't have a lot of time to do its thing, and then the other thing is, to a lesser extent, it is counteracting. It's canceling out the value from buried treasure. Or, I mean, there might be some instances in which we can still get this stuff, but it's going to be pretty much never. So, definitely don't want that. We could go the Tranquil Gain approach. I guess we're taking you, mostly just because I feel obligated, although I think you could actually make a strong case this is really the best option here. Was hoping for the legendary, not for that. And at this point, I think you do take everything, because we have so much gold that we might as well, and there aren't going to be very many shops after this, even if we do make it past Prometheus here, and Prometheus is no joke. I know we've beaten him several times, but I'm gonna have to dial in here.
A brief word. I'm but a Titan and unarmed.
But a Titan,
Should
you
you
say,
get past
as if that's
me,
something
however,
minor.
I know that you know you're certainly no match for what awaits.
Perhaps you simply know less than you think. And now you're going to call me arrogant or something, I suppose.
I would have, yes. But since you've foreseen that outcome, it shall not come to pass. Well, if you truly think you can withstand that monstrosity, let's see you withstand me.
Playing his game with the whole foresight thing. Oh, I was trying to do the charge attack, and it just really did not seem to want to do it. It's weird. Okay, try to put this over here. Load up on backstab damage, we'll take it.
Now then.
Got to do the memory? No? Not quite? Okay, you are a lot more straightforward when you are frozen. Now you're doing it, right? No? Now you are. Okay, I am going to do this just because it reduces the amount of damage we take and gives us bonus damage for the rest of the encounter and all that stuff. Oh, that was bad. There it is. Okay. Lock in.
Always a pattern.
Avoid top. then go top, then go middle. Void top, go middle, or is it void middle? Okay, go middle. Try to put this off to the side. Oh, bad dodge. Also bad. That's also probably should have been the attack. Not a great angle to do that. Oh. But again, more resistance. And more increased damage, actually, as well. Woo! Oh, he's bringing friends, and I hate these friends. Ow. He's gonna go to his next memory phase very soon. Ah, that was very bad damage. Do that just when I take less damage. Middle. Top. Top. Bottom. Middle. Middle. Top. Top. Bottom. Middle. Ooh, back cat, he said. He knows. Nope, that's not the charged attack that I want. That was much better aim. This in the corner. Where'd you go? Nope. Stop that. Oh, that was bad place. Bad place to go. Nope. Want to get in for the attack combo. Oh, I was sleeping on the job there. Want to get in for the attack combo, but I don't want to get too greedy because I feel like I have gotten greedy on a few occasions. It's not a good angle. Just point that. Again, I'm kind of just doing it for the passive to a certain extent. Don't attack that. That doesn't help. No! I did the cast. X. I don't. There we go. Okay. Didn't have to use any Death Defiances. That's big. We got a little close to having to use one there.
Now you go do the same.
Alright, that's big. That might be our best. Our best Prometheus fight thus
Enough
far.
of his foresight.
Execution, again, was at times a little lacking, but Flutter Strike, more damage. Cold Storage, what is that? What is that? Oh, is that the freeze duration? We'll take it. We'll take it.
I can use this.
And that's a useful crafting resource as well. All right. We'll get some healing here. Decent bit of healing. But of course we know that now things get very challenging. We will definitely put on you now. So we got away with delaying the luckier... Well, I mean... Yeah, I guess there was a long period where we were using the luckier tooth against Prometheus because he was the final boss on the surface, but now we can save it for Typhon, which is big, and we still got the benefit from heavily upgrading the Hex. Now, here we still have a lot of money. Let's see. And we can get all those things, and honestly, I think we should. Because, again, I don't remember if there are any shops on this floor, even in the penultimate room. Healing, certainly not bad. We know there are a bunch of mini-bosses that are practically full-blown bosses. Hermes, and then a random Olympian boon. We'll take... I mean, honestly, you could make the case for immediately getting one or more of these things. The healing would basically... would overheal, actually. Is that... well... I can't decide if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So we are obviously not on full health right now, and even some of the basic rooms are difficult here, but on the other hand, delaying after 5 rooms could be good, because it could kick in right after one of those mini-bosses, which would be very convenient. Or just more boons early, so we benefit from them even against these guys. You know, we can afford to make all of these arrive immediately. I think at least the boons, we should do that.
Got you this.
Aphrodite. Okay. Aphrodite dash. We do not yet have a dash, and weak makes enemies deal less damage. I like more defensive layers. Or just inflict weak on nearby foes. Gradually restore magic while any nearby foe is weak. Okay. This might be better than this, to be honest. This is more damage. It is not currently active, and I'm not sure how often it's going to be active on this floor. So I think we might go Glamour Gain.
I grow strong.
And then the Hermes one. Gain dodge, chance, and move speed that increase the more boons you have. We saw this at the very beginning. We passed on it because we were saying, well, there isn't much, we can't benefit from this much in the immediate term. Now that we have a ton of boons, though, it is worth a whole lot more. And dodge chance means we have a chance of just completely avoiding taking damage. So again, more defensive layers. I like that a lot. This dash recovery speed. Okay, no, it's not straight up movement speed. This is straight up move speed. Okay, no, it has to be this. Your charge moves are faster. That would be helpful for the charged attack. If we can get Hermes later on once more, then that would be ideal, but I think that was pretty sweet, and I want to see, does it tell us it's 18% dodge chance and 18% move speed? Oh, wait. Move speed or specifically sprint speed? Because I'm noticing it when we sprint. I'm not really noticing it when we're just walking. Maybe a little bit. Okay. Stuff is about to get very difficult.
Typhon
I honestly didn't even know if those were golden or not. Apparently they were. And we're making back some of the money that we just spent. So that does help.
The fortress of the gods reels against the incomparable rage of Typhon, father of monsters, giant of storms, who somehow lurks somewhere very nearby.
We'll find him or the other way around.
Yeah. Anything else over here? Oh. Oh!
Out there, is that... something's inside those clouds. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's probably Typhon. Okay. So we may still be able to purchase something in the future. If so, then we actually have a little bit of money to work with. But those look like eggs that spawn additional enemies. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but if it is, then I want to get rid of them.
All right, Tila.
They certainly blow up and deal damage. I know that much now. Okay, and the spine may or may not continue to make appearances to make our lives even more difficult. Fortunately, we cleared that room pretty quickly. Speed may be key here. Why is this dealing no damage? Oh my goodness. It's just that you have ridiculous armor? Okay. It works. Alright, now, yeah, now it's mini-boss, and we have no choice. So, super Palm, which, given the choice, probably would still go for Flutter Strike. Or this and try to get the legendary boon from Demeter, in which case we get shatter damage when enemies are at low health. I mean, go for this, I guess. There are honestly very few boons left from her. I think this guy has been weakened. Not that I really want to test that theory, but I think that is one of the things that has changed in the most recent patch. Ooh, okay. Remember you charge. Yup. Have that big AoE attack as well. It's a pretty big ranged attack. Oh, okay. Not sure if we did get hit by that. We certainly deserved to be. Oh, that was horrible timing. I absolutely should have dodged that. Specify that as well. Just trying to find windows to attack him because they're not obvious. If we can find them, we can deal a lot of damage. It's just that that's not the most straightforward thing to do. We can get him caught in the middle in our cast. That helps as well, because that damage does start to add up. Oh, I wanted that. That helps as well. I was not sure if we were in that circle or not. Oh, I got trapped in that corner there. Hey, friend. Oh, nope. Ooh, I did not know we were going to attack us from behind there. Okay, that one. It's not good timing on the cast. No, I got greedy and thought one more hit could get rid of him. There we go. Okay. Ultimately, not bad. Did still take a few more hits, or at least at the very end, took one or two more hits than I would have liked, but if you consider that is still very new encounter for us, and one that is quite difficult, we'll take it. Wait, which one is this? Huh? I'm not sure what that's replacing. Oh, the weakening nearby foes? No, we're keeping that. Charge cast deals more damage. Sprint forms a gust. I guess we'll take that since we don't have any sprint right now, but again, love to see the legendary. Given the choice.
Closer to the top. Hi.
Hey, friends. Fortunately, our damage is humongous now. Apparently! What? I was not ready for that. What am I supposed to do now? Just get out of here? Oh, also we can fish.
It's over.
And we can do that.
Lamprey.
And we can get out. Okay. I did not expect that attack. Even how I thought we were done with the room. Oh, I'm not sure what hit me there. Okay, hold on.
The messenger.
There's the healing, the delayed healing. Okay, so now this is going to be the Spine. The enemy that has been attacking us. The one that we nicknamed the Spine. It is basically the Spine, this guy. So, still learning how all these enemies work. Okay, those things blow up on us. Get over here now. Just, again, the big question is, what are our windows to attack you? So you're constantly chasing us. I don't remember if we're supposed to be in or out of that circle. That deals a huge amount of damage, I remember that much. Technically, if we just stall... You're charging a Kamehameha? You are. Technically, if we stall, it does give us more time to get additional hexes, which, again, gives us just passive bonuses for more damage dealt and more damage reduction. And those things, you know, do them once or twice, and maybe it's not the biggest difference, but they do add up. Ideally, hit with it, of course. Get some damage directly in the process. Dash out. So it basically can hit you coming from two different directions, it seems like that. To be honest with you. I feel like the way to fight this guy might actually be just face tank. Except when he's doing that. We're just dealing so little damage. Our damage comes from our attack, primarily. We're not doing much of that. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay, here I was thinking I was being clever, trying to activate those as I ran through. So that we would... Okay, that's actually the biggest window to attack him. If you don't just run away for that entire time. I thought I was being clever, using our dash to break those explosive dudes from afar. Oh, this is a Kamehameha. Whew. This, which means dodge, and then dodge, and then now do this. That's the way to do it. Okay. Glad we figured that out. So that's kind of game changer. Do it, yep. Okay. Dodge. Dodge the other way. Hit you. These guys. You have to dodge them really quickly if you want to avoid taking damage from you, it seems like. But I did not realize the first time around. I did not see what you were doing. I'm preparing for a Kamehameha. I don't know which... It was a Kamehameha. Okay, doing slam. I think... No, you're not doing the slam. This. Now you're doing the slam. This is a smaller corner than I would like to be stuck in. Okay. I think far and away our best encounter again. I mean, obviously it's only our second time fighting the tail, but we learned when to attack it, which sounds very obvious or very simple, but it is critically important.
Hear me on my authority.
Here it is. This is what we've been trying to get. Okay. Yes. Get the shatter effect.
One of the serpentine tales of Typhon, lord and father of all monster kind, slashed through floor after floor of the fortress behind which the Olympians take shelter, from his storm.
Wait, did that rhyme? Why do I feel like that rhymed?
He'll tear this fortress apart.
Also, note how that said one of Typhon's tails. Okay, now is this the penultimate room? I forget if we go straight to Typhon after this. We might. Because it is a shop.
Lord Hermes.
Hello, Hermes.
Can't shake the feeling that I failed you here. I was supposed to figure out what Gramps was up to, but I wasn't quick enough. So now you're fighting Typhon face to face.
Lord Hermes, we'll have to go through everything that could have turned out differently once all of this is over. But for now, our present matters seem more urgent than the past.
I know, you're right. It's just I'm starting to accept that all of this is what Gramps wanted to achieve. First capture the three fates so they can't mess with him, then wake up Typhon so he can mess with us. Then take over everything.
Yeah, still trying to piece together... I mean, obviously, Typhon is incredibly powerful. So, unleashing Typhon would cause a lot of destruction. But as for how exactly that helps Kronos, I mean, if you unleash Typhon specifically at Mount Olympus, okay, I mean, there is that. But then, Typhon is not necessarily on your side, or on Kronos' side, unless he's struck some sort of deal.
You didn't know all the details, but long since figured out Kronos was up to something big. Had you not acted swiftly then, I wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't have this chance.
I prefer guarantees to chances, Em, but hey, you're right. We do the best we can with what we've got. See you.
Okay. So, there is one more shop before the fight, and we are about to go into that final fight. So, this is our last chance to buy anything. What is this, magic dust? Oh, it's 3 magic dust. Wow. Okay, I mean, that's just a crafting resource, and we're thinking just about this upcoming fight. This is an overheal, but it is still tempting. So we could get the super palm and nothing else, or we could go heal plus Poseidon gets us to 240. Means we've just enough for this as well, don't we? So it probably is gonna be that then. Not really sure there's much in particular we're looking for from Poseidon, but who knows? Let's go Poseidon first, actually.
Olympus, I accept this message.
Not doing that. You're dealing damage with your charge-up moves. Create a watery blast near the first foe struck, or hit surrounding foes with a powerful splash as they start to strike. Wait, hit surrounding foes with a powerful splash as they start to strike, but you prime 30 magic. Did we ever end up getting magic restoration? I know we turned down the Demeter one a bazillion times, but then I thought we might have seen something much later that eventually gave us something along those lines. Oh. No, this will improve the effective healing, for what it's worth. Sprint. Oh, also, where is it? You're gonna get a little bit stronger now that we've picked up this boon. Okay. I think... I mean, the 30 prime for what is going to be a very long fight against Typhon is why I'm a little bit concerned at this point, because we had a ton of damage last time we fought Typhon, and we still didn't beat him. We don't know how close we were. Maybe we were inches away, seconds away from defeating him, but this one, if we have time to do the charged attack, then it can give us some value. Otherwise, it's not doing much at all. So I guess it's a lower risk approach, at least because you can just ignore it. Whereas this one, if you completely ignore it, you're still losing some magic. Although maybe that splash damage is actually helpful, because he does spawn some adds at various points. So I feel like at that point could help us to manage those to a certain extent. Let's go for it.
The ocean's
We'll do that.
fury.
Do this, and then we can just barely afford this as well. Okay, so as for mechanically, specifically with Typhon, what did we learn? Well, we know he's probably not going to have a health bar, so that's going to make it kind of tough to know how we're doing. We know if we make it far enough, either timing-wise or more likely damage-wise, Zeus will make an appearance, he'll stun him, and then we have a window in which we can deal damage. And that doesn't mean we've won, it just means go crazy during that window. If we can get backstab on our attack or do the charged attack, then that's probably our best way to do that. Otherwise, he has lots of sweeping tail-like attacks that cover basically the whole arena, and that's where using our dash a lot, I think, could help. And having the passive hex charge up in a long fight to get a few free hexes could be useful. Okay. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll see. I imagine at some point there will be an incantation that will reveal Typhon's health, but I think it's going to require an incantation. It's not just going to be... Oh, wait, what? Okay, no, it goes away. Yeah.
You dare hide your life force from me?
That was not a great way to take damage. Those... Is that attack? That resisted, but again, that's just because we resist a few hits from him. Don't really want to be using all those right at the beginning, but we're going to have to a certain extent. We also have the dodge chance, which is high enough now that over the course of a very long fight, it will add up. Adds? Oh, and his tail as well. Come on. I do see the hex kind of trying to wait for a better time, like right now to do it. I don't really know if we can backstab him with a charged attack, to be honest with you, since we can't really go behind him. Not that I've really tried, but... Oh, okay, he's creating those storms. I remember that attack. Yeah, that attack in particular was dealing tons of damage / was really hard for us to avoid the previous time we fought him. Oh, Zeus? Pretty quick, it feels like. The Zeus appearance. Okay, so we're gonna go in for the attack. And this. Okay, that's big. Okay, I don't think the charge attack is really working. And I have no idea how well that worked. That's a question mark? No, storm. And there was some mention last time that he was getting weaker as the encounter went on. I don't know, it's hard to tell. So mechanically it did change a bit. It was hard to tell exactly what that meant. Oh no, horrible timing. Okay, we will still get the passive effects, of course, from the hex, but still, very much like to have gotten a big burst of damage directly on Typhon itself, of course. With totally different enemies, the likes of which we usually only see going down, which I'm very surprised. The camera really messed with it there. I actually had no idea where it was. Legitimately had no idea where it was there. Okay, that one I'm sure would have dealt absolutely humongous damage if we were not limiting him to 20 damage every time he hit us. This is also where I would love to have used the hex. It is close to being ready. It's like, there it is. Okay, he's certainly changing mechanically. We are seeing, I think we've gotten further than we did last time, because we did not see this kind of stuff last time. He's doing storms again. Spawn right on top of his face, which means that he basically hits us immediately. What's he doing?
He's losing his grip.
Apparently. Oh. What? No death defiances? We still had, I think, over half our health. I think. Look at that. We had over 200 health. We did it. We beat Typhon. That's insane. How much better that was. Oh my god. I mean, this run was busted in terms of just how many defensive layers we had stacked up. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty strong testament to how we did there, given how we lost almost no health. Sure, we had some armor to work with as well, but no death defiances used. Oh man, this, well, there's a reason why I really like using the freeze from Demeter plus the attack boon from Aphrodite for huge damage, especially with this weapon, and add on all the other things we had going for us as well. I mean, dodge chance, all that. Well, by far our best run going up.
Avoid lens.
Don't know what that is. The supply chain triggers. Hold on, we get another level on Flutter Strike. It's 180% damage. Typhon won't stand a chance. Also, okay, I was gonna say, where do we go now? One moment. Hold on. We need to BM him. Take that, Typhon. That's what I think of you.
Thus, the ever-ready princess of the underworld gained the very heights of Mount Olympus to confront an unspeakable horror that awaits. It is no secret to which horror I refer. No secret now to its enormity, its boundless anger, or its many, many eyes. Such horrors cannot truly be destroyed, unless the princess can come up with something at a future time.
Yes. Okay.
Return to Shadow now.
Ooh, music's different. Very dramatic. Wow. To be continued. Congratulations, you have withstood the incomparable fury of Typhon, the father of all monsters. But he shall return. What happens next for Princess Malinui shall be revealed as part of our eventual 1.0 launch. For now, we have more to do in early access, including our next major update. I think I might have seen somewhere, don't quote me on this, but they might be planning one more major update along the lines of which we recently just got with, what was it, Warsong is the name of this one? Where they added a whole new floor and additional boss and new god and boons to go along with it. So pretty major stuff. I think they're planning one more of those major updates, and then the next update would be after that, the full-blown 1.0 launch. So basically, one more early access update and then full launch, I think, but don't quote me on that. You may have more to do as well, so look to the ominous pitch black stone and fearsome oath of the unseen for greater challenges. And thank you for playing Hades 2. Well, as I said, far and away our most successful run going up. Our first successful run going up, at least against Typhon, of course, because he only recently got added.
Mwah. We beat the father of all monsters, Phrynos.
I was so ready for Phrynos to transform there.
You were out a while.
That we were. Well, the other thing is that the way... Oh, we can't brood? What? Why not? The other thing is that the way in which the run ends might end up changing once we get to the full-blown release, since, you know, that we don't yet know how to truly permanently defeat Typhon, and that may just be impossible still in early access. So there's kind of like a what is functionally a scripted failure at the end there, even when you defeat the final boss.
So hold on, how is it you're going after the Titan of Time way down below, but he's also attacking Olympus way up top? Is he two separate guys or just the one?
Well, originally we thought it was Prometheus who was launching the attack up top, and he kind of is, except that there's the whole Typhon aspect as well.
Kronos isn't attacking Olympus personally, Dora. He's just sending his legions there. He has a dangerous commander leading the assault, a different Titan called Prometheus.
Okay, so Moonui is actually talking about Prometheus here, not Typhon.
A different Titan called Prometheus. Prometheus. Huh.
Do you know him?
Yes, the Titan of Foresight. Even you probably know the tale of his punishment for stealing from the gods.
No, it's... I think...
Yeah?
Don't worry about it. See you later, Mel.
Dora absolutely knows Prometheus in some way.
You sure?
How exactly?
Prometheus.
How exactly? I'm now very curious to learn. I wonder if, since Prometheus's whole big thing, at least, was that he stole fire from the gods by giving it to the humans, and then when the gods found out about this, they locked him up, like tied him to a rock, and had that bird eat out his liver. Gruesome, yes, but also understandable why Prometheus now is not the biggest fan of the gods. So what I'm wondering is how, when it comes to how Dora ties into that, could Dora have been the specific human that Prometheus gave the fire to? Because that's at least the most obvious connection that I can think of there. Now, of course, there may be something more obscure in Prometheus's folklore that I just am not familiar with, or they might just come up with something entirely new and different. But I am intrigued.
You don't need to be concerned.
For sure. Now, we might have completed something here, since we did defeat Typhon for the first time. Storm in the heavens. The daughter of the god of the dead shall some evening rise beyond her station and prevail in battle on a certain mountain peak. Prevail at the mountain's peak. Get a bunch of bones.
Prophecy fulfilled.
Prophecy fulfilled indeed. What is this one? Daughter of the god of the dead shall rise beyond her station and prevail on a certain mountain peak whilst using each of the various nocturnal arms. Okay, so you need to beat him with each of the weapons, and now we've done it with blades.
Your family has been of keen interest to the Fates for some time, hasn't it? Ever since Kronos learned he was doomed to be usurped by his own children.
A prophecy that was only fulfilled because Kronos learned of it and desperately tried to prevent it from coming to pass. Perhaps I'd have an easier time with the fated list if I tried to thwart it at every turn.
I wouldn't second guess too much. Later, your father and uncles drew lots to divide up their rule of the world. By chance, your father wound up with the least desirable part, didn't he?
Perhaps the underworld best suited him. So now it's my turn to see that the will of the Fates is done. If they even planned this far ahead.
They were captured, so this can't all be according to their plan. But they are counting on your aid.
Yeah, and I'm curious to what extent it is possible to free the Fates at this stage in Hades 2, or is that just not even possible in early access and that's only going to become possible once we get to full release? Because it may be a thing already, and we just need to complete more runs. But it feels like there's going to be more additional plot development around that we just haven't really gotten to yet. Rather than just, well, you defeated Kronos X number of times, and therefore now officially the Fates are released.
I appreciate their confidence.
At least I hope it doesn't just feel like a sort of arbitrary number.
What's Eris up to now?
That once we reach, the Fates are just magically now fine. And I wouldn't expect that to be the case, because I think Supergiant is good at working those kind of things in, but we will see. Also, that little owl there? I don't remember seeing that before, but that's cool.
Hail, witch!
Hail! Was this here before? Okay, let's see.
One more accomplishment.
Yeah, you might have some new things to say to us.
I somehow withstood the father of all monsters, but then could go no farther. I was nearly at the palace of Zeus, yet the path was sealed, like it didn't even exist.
Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, we basically have a scripted forced death after defeating Typhon because there isn't anything after Typhon, at least at this stage in the game's development. But this implies that once we do get to full release, once you defeat Typhon, you can actually get to the palace at the top of Mount Olympus, perhaps finally, at long last, actually meet the gods and goddesses in person. Well, to be fair, I suppose we have done so with Hermes and with Athena, but most of the other gods and goddesses who have been assisting us have only been doing so remotely through their boons.
That pathway wasn't sealed, 'twas a void. No incantation is required, merely patience for the future to unfold.
And by future, do you mean an arbitrary number of completed runs, or do you mean when the game is eventually fully developed?
But Olympus needs us now. My task could ill afford to wait. That's why we started when we did. That's what you said.
Time works in curious ways, Millenoi. That much we have experienced firsthand. Fear not, the path to Olympus shall open. Mortals pray for such outcomes. We but wait.
We but wait.
We but wait. Well, soon enough, we hope that will become possible. Like, here's another good example of, how exactly is this going to work? This is basically the thing we need to truly defeat Kronos. And are these two resources just going to always say question mark, question mark, question mark until the game actually gets fully released? Or do we need to complete a few more runs going down until eventually we'll talk more with Kronos or come to some other discovery through some other means that will give us the insights we need to actually craft this, and then it actually is possible to still do this even if we're in early access?
Lady
Oh!
Medea.
Good evening.
I think this is the first time we've seen Medea here. She was not in On the Run, which, as we were saying, felt kind of odd, because she's been in seemingly every other surface run.
So many more shades of the dead now linger here. And the earthy aroma, quite unlike before. These crossroads changed since last I visited.
Welcome back to the abode, Lady Medea. What brings you here? And will you be staying with us for a little while?
No, I am Great Hecate's eyes upon the surface. But the night is young, and I've business with the broker there. A surplus of bones to exchange. See you above and below, sorceress.
All right.
See you.
Wait, do we... Hold on. Do we have her keepsake? I does not look like we have. Okay, this could be a very good opportunity to gift a nectar to her then. But yeah, I'm also wondering if it's a coincidence or not that the one run when she was not up on the surface is the time when she shows up at the crossroads.
I almost pity our enemies, knowing you shall make them rue each night they dare oppose us, Lady Medea. Please, I wanted you to have this.
The nectar of the gods. Why, this shall be most useful to my work, for the strongest curses come from honeyed words.
Yeah.
Here, let me make this worth your while.
Medea is, by some accounts, our ally, but still makes me a little nervous sometimes hearing about some of the things she's doing, or at least what she implies she's doing.
From one sorceress to another.
Blackened Fleece. Okay, we'll have to give that a look pretty soon. But I believe we picked up an extra Charon card, which means we can get more moon dust here. I'm actually not sure if moon dust is even the thing that we need most anymore, because I think we bought a whole bunch of it and we've made a whole bunch of upgrades with moon dust, so might not really need it. Yeah, we can probably do one more, and I mean, it gives us 8, which is nice. And then, worst comes to worst, okay, maybe we have some extra moon dust, and next time round we'll just get Fate Fabric, or maybe even Ashes, because I think Fate Fabric we saw, especially since we haven't been going down to Arachne to pick some up for quite a while, we have seen a few things that need this, but we'll go for the moon dust. That's usually the thing that is most of interest to us. Okay, and then... Oh, Moondust is a lot less expensive than I thought. Maybe we're just absolutely filthy rich right now. But, okay, we can afford both Stardust and Nightmare. And honestly, I think that is worth it, because those are both difficult to come by. We have 1 Nightmare, we have 5 Stardust. But we might have kind of been stockpiling these
Nightmare.
for, difficult / powerful crafting things. Okay. And theoretically, these are things that we could be more aggressive spending money on, because we haven't really done much of the bath salts or the, you know, the bathhouse / fishing pier / bar related stuff with friends. But we can sell some fish. Actually, would have thought these would be worth a little bit more, since some of those are from the uppermost floors. I mean, it helps. They add up a bit, I suppose, but okay. So that is good there. No
Where'd
nemesis?
go?
Scoured the surface.
We did.
You felled that mountain-sized monstrosity, Goddess. It would be false of me to say I had no doubt you would, though I'd only a bit, I swear. So, how did you outsmart him?
Not really outsmart as much as just have like 10 different forms of damage reduction.
Outsmart him? All I could do was keep hitting him with all my might.
That too.
Lord Zeus also struck him hard with lightning bolts. Eventually it worked, and Typhon fell.
Actually, I forget. Did Zeus... How many times did Zeus strike him down? Was it only once? Was there a second Zeus phase? I don't remember anymore.
Well, your battle prowess may be unsurpassed, but your ability to weave a yarn is not quite there.
Oh?
When next you overcome the father of all monsters, do make of it a much more rousing tale, would you?
Oh, you mean in terms of our storytelling. Okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
No promises.
Alright, we'll work on the storytelling. Oh?
The embodiment of sleep dozes interminably in a private little grove, visited on occasion by the princess of the underworld, whenever she requires time to think and plan.
Or just to check on him.
Indeed. Just checking on him. Okay. We have a mystery seed we can plant. We can harvest you. And then we can plant you. Okay. Anything else up here? Usually not, just double checking. And then... Do we
I
have
have this.
something in particular that we can now do? This was lighting up. There are still some things that require magic dust now, and they may just be all the things that we are not currently using, but it's not like it's a complete waste to get more magic dust. We got golden apple, we got a bunch of crafting materials from that run. And, oh, right, we picked up, hold on, picked up you. After you take 250 damage, your charge moves deal plus 20% damage. Huh. Is that a one-time thing? Like, you hit that 250 damage threshold and then you get plus 20% damage? Or is it every time you take 250 damage, you get plus 20% damage? So if you have a bunch of health and or healing, then you can actually get a bunch of procs there and turn that into a big difference maker. I don't know. I mean, 250 is a high enough threshold that, at least in the first couple of floors, you're going to need to have some healing. Otherwise, you're going to be dead before you take 250 damage. So, yeah. Alright. Curious what the best use case is for that. This is lighting up as well. And it looks like we've... Oh! Perhaps there are some Chaos runs that are locked behind specific keepsakes, and you can only do the chaos runs once you've unlocked those keepsakes, or maybe even aspects of the weapons. Oh, I had not previously thought of this. Okay, because we were saying earlier when we were doing all the previous chaos trial runs, they were a lot of fun. There just weren't that many of them, and maybe there were actually a little bit more available than we realized. We just hadn't yet gotten all of the keepsakes and weapon aspects, so some of the trial runs were locked behind those. So we're still going to wait to do these.
May we converse?
At least until it feels like we've reached a decent stopping point for going up or down. Now that we've defeated Typhon, obviously, that is significant, but I think we'll probably still go for at least 1 or 2 more upward runs before we feel like we've reached the right threshold
Settle a little
to shift
here,
gears.
young one. These shades are making claims you felled the father of all monsters. I, however, am the voice of reason, and I say, come on.
Typhon's recent defeat certainly wasn't my doing alone, Commander. We have Olympus on our side, and more.
Indeed.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's what I said. Technically, it wasn't just you. Hear that, disciples? She had a bunch of those fancy boons, and who only knows what else.
Then you win the wager?
Damn right.
Oh, alright. Let's see. Also, this is lighting up. May just be... Well, we did get a new resource for the first time from defeating Typhon, and I'm not really sure what that resource is used for. So, you know, and we're probably not about to invest a whole bunch in upgrading these things here, because we might want to wait and see what weapon we want to use for our next run. But of course, by just about every account, it was our most successful run thus far, at least going up. You could perhaps even make the case it was our most successful run, even when you factor in runs that went down against Kronos. But of course, it was it's not easy. We had a very, very strong build that time. We got a little bit lucky, but we have to remember what happened last time when we failed miserably a lot earlier in the run than that. So it's not as if we're going to defeat Typhon every single time, but hey. With that being said, I do think this is the right time for us to call it here. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time.